because it's the changing tastes of kids. Back in the 50s and 60s, it was all about robot little boys and heroes and things like that. By the 70s, the little boys wanted to drive their own giant robots, and that's exactly what my robot toys are all about.
Yeah, well, not only that, Astro Boy was responsible for inspiring generations of Japanese who grew up and wanted to become roboticists of their own, like the characters in the manga books, and create their own Astro Boy. Basically, you go to Japan today and you talk to any roboticist there, and chances are they're going to tell you that my inspiration was Astro Boy, especially the older generation roboticists over there. Well, speaking of roboticists, how did Japanese go from anime and manga to building real robots? They were inspired, like I just said. They started building these machines like that to be, humanoid in form, like Astro Boy. And I don't know if you've ever heard of Professor Ichiro Kato.
I have not. Tell me about it.
At Waseda University, he was a roboticist there in the early 1970s. He started by making prosthetic hands, prosthetic arms, and then eventually a full-scale prosthetic, an artificial human in a sense. He made the world's first full-scale anthropomorphic machine, so a human-like machine. It had a head, 2 arms, legs, and apparently it had the intelligence of a 1.5-year-old. That's what
it's pretty amazing for 70s technology.
It was right. It was like 1972 when I came into the world, so they were already building robots before me. I was born in the year of the first video game. It was called Pong, I believe.
Oh, great.
Anyway, technology is the timeline of our lives. We're going to take a look at some footage here of some of these early mechanical walking men that Professor Kato and others developed. Let's check it out. In the 1970s, scientists at Waseda University in Tokyo created Wabot, the world's first full-scale humanoid. Machines that looked like human beings were taking their first steps. In 1986, Honda Motor began a secret project to make a 2-legged robot that could move like a human being. Inspired by both Astro Boy and Wabot, Honda engineers began with a simple pair of mechanical legs. The machine was clumsy and slow, but it gradually evolved. After much experimentation, the legs started walking naturally. The engineers at Honda overcame the challenge of mastering human locomotion in robot form. Wow, wasn't it cool to see that amazing hulking prototype robot walking like that?
I never get tired of watching that footage. Never. It's just great.
Neither do I. He's just like one of your jumbo machiners coming to life and walking.
But it's the culmination of decades of Japanese trial and error and technology.
That's right. The researchers that worked on those machines went on to evolve them into what's called ASIMO, the Advanced Step in Innovative Mobility from Honda. Of course, they started out by looking at all kinds of animal gaits, the way animals move around, ostriches and whatnot. They went on to look at humans, the way they walk around, sumo wrestlers and geishas, and they concluded that humans are the most efficient walkers. So when they unveiled ASIMO to the public in Japan, it caused a sensation. They've continued to improve and upgrade ASIMO. I don't know if you've ever been to a press conference announcing a recent ASIMO.
He is a superstar in Japan.
He's a superstar in Japan. He gets as many reporters as Tom Cruise when Tom Cruise comes to Japan to unveil one of his movies. So ASIMO, I'm a big fan. I think we have some more footage of ASIMO here, possibly. ASIMO is an amazing machine that can walk around just like a human being, walk up and down stairs, just like you and I, and do even more advanced things that require some artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is a real challenge in robotics these days because it's easy to make a mechanical machine, but much harder to make it smart. We can see ASIMO moving around an office setting, recharging himself automatically. And not too long ago, I went to the Honda Motor headquarters in Tokyo, and I got a chance to order drinks from ASIMO. And he came and served it to me on the table without spilling the drink. And then he bowed to me, and I didn't know what to really say to ASIMO in return for his serving me the drink and bowing. I just said domo arigato.
He's also quite a dancer.
He's quite a dancer. Look at him jogging around like that. He's amazing, just like Michael Jackson or Baryshnikov. They define dancing the ability to dance just like a human being, but running is the ability to have 2 legs off of the ground, 2 feet off of the ground at the same time. That's what's called robot running. So when Asimo was unveiled, I think the last one, we saw him running around on stage at the press conference, and he was really moving quickly. And I actually felt a little bit of a shiver of, this is really neat to see this thing moving around so fast, but what if it sort of turned to me and ran at me? But no, Asimo's a friendly little robot.
Well, the amazing thing is how he improves each and every time he comes out. Unlike humans, this robot gets better, faster, and stronger every time you see him.
Just like the $6 million man.
Just like the $6 million man.
It's all that science fiction coming to life. Up until now, Asimo has been a kind of experimental robot. I recently had a chance to chat with his main inventor, who told me that even though Asimo has not been commercialized yet, they plan to commercialize it and put it on the market, perhaps in the next 10 years. But I don't know if you've seen another robot that has been commercialized in Japan. Its name is Wakamaru. He's this yellow household communication robot. Have you checked him out?
That's an interesting name. What's Wakamaru all about?
Well, Wakamaru actually is we're going to move over to the demo table here. Wakamaru is a really neat household communication robot that was named after a samurai, and now this samurai lived about 1,000 years ago, and even though Wakamaru was marketed, he has a pretty hefty price tag, something over $10,000.
Wow.
I believe. So maybe as expensive as one of your jumbo machine doors.
He doesn't exactly look like a samurai. Look at those doe-like eyes and the expression on his face. Very
exactly.
Cute.
Well, I love Wakamaru so much, and he even kind of inspired me, you can say, to get into robotics a little bit. Next, we're going to show you a little kit robot. This guy is called Manoi. Manoi comes from a company called Kyosho. And you see that he has kind of black and white parts. All the black parts here are servo motors. He's got 17 in total, and all these cables go into his central computer where you can store motions that you download from the internet. Let's turn him on and see if he wakes up for us. You never know with robots. Whoa. Coming to life pretty quickly.
And this is his opening routine?
This is his opening routine. He bows because he's a polite Japanese robot.
Of course,
right? He's remote controlled, and we have the controller right here, which Matt is operating. Why don't you try another motion pressing that button right there?
Let me try that.
See what he does.
Wow, I feel kind of like an anime character myself.
You look like an anime character yourself sometimes. Well, I think Manoi is real cute because he's kind of a robot that you can hack around with. As you can see, he's got a bit of duct tape on his hand. He has been through quite a lot. They told me it would only take me about 6 hours to put him together, but it took me more like 30. Let's try another motion
Okay,
here. Let's try that button there.
Okay, I don't want this to self-destruct or anything.
I think we're okay. He's doing a little Saturday Night Fever going action here with kind of John Travolta style.
I think he's a better dancer than you, man.
I wouldn't put it past him. He's amazing. Yeah, he's like pumping iron just like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the gym. You can hear him sort of clattering about. He's kind of like the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz. I have a great affection for him. And these servo motors are pretty dependable, but sometimes they do burn out. I've had a time when I had to replace leg servo motors, and that was pretty dicey. But anyway, one more bunch of robots that I want to show you that are kind of like this one. They're remote-controlled robots. Are from an amazing robot professional, professional robot creator, rather. They're not amateur things like this. These are amazing creations from a fellow called Tomotaka Takahashi. He's from Robo Garage, which is down in Kyoto, one of your favorite cities in Japan.
Wonderful place.
Yeah, wonderful place. Lots of temples down there.
Full of robots.
He's going to tell us about some of his amazing robot creations. Let's listen to Tomotaka Takahashi. Well, how do you make a robot like this? What is the process?
Well, process is kind of, it's actually, first of all, it's my personal project, and I started, in the beginning, I find some kind of theme about robot.
Inspiration from someone.
Yes, like for example, for Kureno, I want something look like manga character, but actually, which, actually exists. and also I want him to walk more naturally, and I develop some technology.
A new technology.
Yes, and then I started designing inside and outside in the same time, and then I draw a lot of sketches, and then I